See, Genesis chapter 1 and 2 are really the only two chapters in the Bible where you can see perfection. Because once you get to chapter 3 and all the rest of the Bible, it's a mess. Well, once you get to chapter 3 and keep moving through the Bible, it's a mess. Man and woman are doing whatever they think they are big enough to do. Once you get past chapter 3 in Genesis all the way through the rest of the Bible, God has to flood the earth, destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. I mean, it's a mess. 1 and 2, there's only 2 chapters in the Bible that if you want to point to what God's original design and purpose is, it's those 2 chapters. We keep trying to redesign what God has already designed. We've redesigned marriage. The Bible says marriage is a man and a woman. The Bible starts at, right now I'm just in Genesis chapter 1 and 2. It's a man and a woman, and it's one man and one woman, and they marry for life. We redesigned it. As a matter of fact, it didn't take long once we got past chapter 3. Now remember, Genesis chapter 3 is the fall. Genesis chapter 3 is where sin comes in. Genesis 3 now, we are fallen humanity. It didn't take long after Genesis chapter 3 for us to redesign marriage. Give me Genesis chapter 4, verse 19, please. Genesis 1 and 2, it's one man, one woman, married for life. Genesis 4:19. Now, I'm just 2 chapters later in the Bible, but we're post chapter 3. See, everything that happened after chapter 3 is a result of what happened in chapter 3. So now, I'm just 2 chapters later. Lamech did what? Married how many? We done already messed it up. It didn't take long. Once we got into chapter 3 and the fall of Adam and Eve, now Lamech has 2 wives. And if I keep going further, some of them got hundreds of wives. Didn't take long. It was in chapters 1 and 2, it is one man, one woman married for life. In chapter 4, it's one man, 2 women. I can go further, and it's one man and a whole bunch of women. I asked somebody one day, well, what do you call the man who has 11 kids by 4 different women? And they gave him all kind of crazy names. And I said, his name is Jacob. Yeah, he's one of the fathers of the faith. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. 11 kids by 4 different women. We move way far from chapters 1 and 2. And then later, Moses says, well, okay, I tell you what, if you really don't want her no more, and she's not treating you right and not doing you right, write her up a certificate of divorce and hand it to her, and she'll be on her way. The further we get from chapters 1 and 2, we redesign marriage. Because now you know it's 2023, right? And now anybody can get married. No longer is it one man, one woman for life. And it went from that, from one man to many women. From one man to many women, if you don't like her, let her go. And now it's one man, one woman, one woman. We see how we're moving. Now it's important to understand how Jesus framed it in chapter 19. He said, because in the beginning, this is how God designed it. We have moved it from what it was in the beginning.